Excuse me. So, hello everybody, and welcome to mediation. I'm glad you could join me here today, this beautiful day. Because there's some construction going on in our normal mediation building, we have decided to meet outside, and so I'm glad everyone is here. So let me explain the mediation process a little bit to you. Mediation is a form of alternative dispute resolution, and then what that means is instead of going before a judge and having the judge rule on your case, you guys come to a table and try to work out the dispute amongst yourselves, and hopefully find a solution that is amenable to both of you, that works for both of you. Just a few points about it. First off, mediation is confidential, meaning that anything said in here, in this session, cannot, with your agreement, once you sign the agreement, will not be, cannot be used in the courtroom. And in addition, anything that, I will, as a mediator, will be held to, confidential. I will not be able to say anything about what happened in this session. Mediation is voluntary, meaning at any time that you decide that this isn't working out for you, you don't think you're going to come to an agreement, then you're free to leave and take your dispute back to court. I will note that I believe that you have been ordered by the court to attempt to mediate, so perhaps keep that in mind, that the court would prefer that you do reach an agreement, but it is your decision. Like I said, that mediation is a self-directed process, meaning you guys are in control of the dialogue. You decide how to proceed, and should you reach a solution, reach an agreement that's good for both of you, you will then I will then record it onto an official document and have it read on the record in front of the judge, and that will be basically creating your own contract. And I'll help you do that. Just a few technical things to go through. Number one, I should tell you that there are some exceptions to the confidentiality rule. If I hear allegations of child abuse or elder abuse, if there's an imminent threat of violence, someone is about to hurt the other person, or if you bring a lawsuit against me as your mediator, then I'll have to break the rule of confidentiality. I'll have to go outside, but other than that, everything should remain confidential. Now, have you either of you ever been involved in a legal dispute with the University of Maryland, or do you recognize me at all?
No.
No? Okay, because I don't recognize either of you, and it's just to prevent a conflict of interest from occurring. Does anyone have any questions about the process?
No.
All right. Great. So let me just, before we get started, let me just say that my name is Luke, and you can call me Luke. What is your name?
My name is Jada.
Jaden. And how would you like to be addressed today? How would you like me to call you?
You can just call me Jada.
Jada. And that's not working. Jada. And you, sir, what is your name?
Chris.
And may I call you Chris?
Yes.
All right. Great. And so we are going to first, I'm going to give you this contract to sign. It's an agreement to mediate, rather, and it just it spells out everything I just said to you.
Okay.
And basically you're agreeing to abide by the rules, by the confidentiality and all the other aspects of the process that I just outlined. So I'll get you to sign here, please. I'll get you sign here. Alright, so let's get started here. I have been given a basic outline of the case, of the dispute that brings you here. However, I think just to make things a little bit easier, I'm going to ask you one at a time, to explain why you're here today. Chris, let's start with you. Can you explain what brings you into this session today?
Okay. So, my name is Chris Lemieux, and I own the Pecos Art Gallery.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much what happened when I was home taking care of my sick mother, Jaden put up a picture entitled Shrub,
Mm-hmm.
in the prominent space of the gallery. without asking me.
Now, what is your relationship with Jada? Is she?
She is an exhibitor at my gallery.
Oh, I see. All right. And you said you put up an exhibit?
An exhibit without my permission when I was gone.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to take it down because I wasn't given any notification or anything.
I see. So if I can summarize real quick.
Sure.
So Jada, she works, she exhibits art in your gallery, and she put up an exhibit without your permission?
Yeah, while I was gone.
I see. And then so you want to take it down now, or is it, or?
I don't want it in the prominent spot that it's in right now, the position that it's in, which is the best spot in the gallery.
Okay. And where is it? Where is it right now?
It is in the most prominent space, which is like right when you walk in. There's a huge like first area, and it's sitting right there. It's like the biggest exhibit area for my gallery.
All right, and so you're here. If I understand correctly, you're here both to answer Jaden's suit and also to present a counter suit.
Correct.
And what is your
counter suit?
Yeah, what is it?
My counter suit is for damages to the reputation to the art gallery.
Okay.
And
damages. It's reputation.
Yeah.
Did you have a number that you placed on that, or?
Yeah, I think it was it's 20,000.
Okay. And is that it?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So you were in here, if I may.
And it's rebuting, because Jaden threatened to pull her entire exhibit from the art gallery if I didn't keep the painting where it was.
I see. So it's her. So if I understand, let me see if I understand correctly. So her art is currently still displayed in the normal place, in the place that you described, the main area.
It's not that I don't want to display it. It's that it just can't be in that prominent spot.
Okay. And you said did you put up the exhibit or there's a? I'm not quite.
Okay. So part of our contract agreed that Jaden would provide 20 paintings comparable to her work of the last 3 years.
Okay. And
the painting that was shown, the shrub, is very controversial politically, and that was not part of our original contract.
I see. And
the controversy from the political views has caused damage to my gallery.
I see. And so you, if I say you don't want that up, you don't want the painting to be displayed.
It's not
is
that
the painting or the gallery? Is it the?
It's the single painting, the shrub.
I see.
It's not that I don't want Jaden's work in my gallery, because I actually admire your work and you do a really great job. But that painting, because it's so controversial, cannot be the main exhibit of the gallery.
Okay, I see. And
the reason why is because we are in lines for contracting with the city, with the city hall for exhibits, and that's clearly, because it's so controversial politically, that's clearly going to tarnish my chances of getting that contract.
All right. Well, thank you very much for that, Chris. It sounds like, the way you describe it, you do respect Jaden's work as an artist, and it's just that this one painting has proved to be a lot of trouble.
Correct.
Jada, would you like to present your side of the story?
Yes. I'm an artist, and I'm an artist who is putting his artwork in his exhibition, and that's right that I put my best work without asking him to show up. And I understand that he found it a little bit controversial. But the problem is, we have known each other for years, and I know that he's admiring my art. I know that he's really into art, and that's why I didn't need to ask him before putting it there.
So you feel that you're. I'm sorry.
I thought that he's gonna appreciate it.
I see. So you also agree that you have a good relationship. You know, if I'm understanding, you feel like you have a good relationship with Chris, and that you believe that it wouldn't be a big deal because
Yes.
you have this pre-existing relationship.
Yes. And the other thing is, even if my work is controversial, even if it is offensive to other people, still it is art. And when we say art, we don't say something which is gonna, please everyone around us.
Sure.
And putting my work on the best spot in the exhibition may seem like damaging the reputation of the exhibition, but it's actually like, there's a saying, I don't know how it is, but it's like, there's no bad advertisement.
Sure, I understand.
I mean, I can put something there that some of the people don't like it. Still, it's really getting a lot of attention to the exhibition. I don't think that it is actually damaging the reputation. It's actually taking people there because they want to see it, because they want to see what is so controversial.
Sure. So you, if I understand, you feel that even if it was, even if the art was offensive, you feel you were justified in producing this or displaying this controversial piece of art because art is independent of political connections and such, and based on the people that came and see it, so that presenting this sort of increased, it wasn't an attempt to harm, it wasn't a negative thing. Okay. Well, thank you for the summaries, and also you were the plaintiff in this case, I believe. You were the one bringing the suit against Chris. May I ask, what were your demands, or what was your
my demand is he's saying that he's gonna put my painting down, which is my best work. I was trusting that work to make me well known, and I need the money that it's gonna help me, which is like $50,000.
Okay, so you are. So you want to put the painting back up?
Either he's gonna put my painting back up, I'm gonna put all of them down, and I'm gonna want, like, I don't know, at least half of the price of my best work.
Alright, so, but in the suit you named it 50. You said $50,000 in the suit. Is that correct? Okay. So let's go with the numbers that we started in the suit. Okay. So, let me just say briefly that this is your process, and I'm not here to provide legal advice or to make a judgment on either case. I'm not here to weigh in on the merits of your case, or your dispute rather. What I'm here to do is to help facilitate the conversation between you two, to help you guys, talk about the problems and the problems that you have here, and sort of, see if we can come to an agreement. Now, if I'm still a little bit unclear on a few things, you said, Chris, you mentioned something about a contract.
Correct.
Can you go into a little more detail about the contract?
Yes. Okay. So, like I said, Jaden and I had an agreement that she would provide 20 paintings for 20 paintings for her total exhibit in the gallery. And that they would be comparable to her work of the last 3 years.
Okay.
Meaning that the style is the same.
Okay.
And so, every part of the agreement has been met except for two things.
Mm-hmm.
One, she only provided 19, not 20.
Okay.
And two, the shrub is a painting that, like I said, it's wildly controversial,
Mm-hmm.
and is nothing that compares to her past 3 years of work,
Okay.
because none of her past 3 years of work have had a political theme or message.
All right. And now the shrub painting, it was one of the 19 provided. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes.
And now, do you guys have a copy of the contract? Did you write it out? Or?
I didn't bring anything with me. Yeah.
Okay. Jay, do you agree with Chris's characterization of your contract?
Yeah, it's kind of true, but in the contract it says my paintings should be the same quality comparable to the art that I gave him before.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't say that it shouldn't be offensive to some part of the people who's gonna see that. So I don't agree with that actually. I mean, they're still the same quality. They're still some of my best works, but in the contract it's not saying that it can't be offensive.
Okay, so let me summarize that. So you contracted to do 20 paintings. You provided 19, and the shrub painting is the one you say is not up to quality.
It's not that it's not quality. It's the style. The style is
okay.
not the same.
I see.
Because there's a political underlying theme, and it's not just a theme. It's very wildly controversial because it is depicting Mr. Shrub, who is not only influential within the gallery, but associates of his are actually very good clients.
I see. And so you're concerned that that this painting might
It's
harm
going to anger him. Yeah,
harm your.
it mocks him. So.
And now, if I understand, previously you explained earlier that you had a good relationship with Chris, and that you didn't think it would be a big deal. I mean, do you want to talk about what your thoughts on that?
I mean, yes, we have been friends for years, and I thought that he's not gonna behave like this, because art is the most important thing here. It's not the politicians or whatever. And when we look at the biggest works of the well-known artists,
Mm-hmm.
they're not actually the most pleasing ones. They're the ones which are controversial. Because if you want to get some attention, you need to do something different. I could easily make some nature painting and put it there, and it wouldn't be so controversial, yes, but at the same time it wouldn't get that much attention.
I see. So it sounds like you feel like your dedication to art as a sort of like the concept of the use the word purity, but the purity of the art form of the painting is important to you.
We're not talking about some kind of table or chair here. It's art. We can just put it in a form, and we can just say that it has to be the same style. It has to be the same kind of each other. It actually has to be different if you're talking about real art here.
Mm-hmm. And
Well, yeah.
go ahead.
I know we don't agree politically, and we joke around with each other, but the practicality of it is that we are here to sell paintings, and Mr. Shrub and his associates that are clients of ours have already bought some of your paintings. So why would you want to jeopardize that by angering this man?
Because if I'm angering that man, just because you said that, if I'm angering him, it means that there are other parts who actually don't like him. So maybe they're gonna buy my painting. I mean, it's not just him. My art cannot be criticized by just thinking about him. There are other people who can like him, like my painting.
Okay, but Mr. Shrub and his people are the ones that are buying the paintings. Like your paintings at our at my exhibit, they're the ones that are buying them. They're very good clients of ours. So
Then Mr. Schrapp should be much more self-confident. What can I say? I mean, just because I'm mocking him in my painting is not gonna make him the worst person, right?
All right, but if we get this contract, that's just going to be more opportunities for us to make money. So
yes, I care about money. I need money, but I'm an artist. I'm not just a worker of yours. I'm not just a businessman. I'm an artist, and I care about my art. If I did that, and if it was like my other people, that's actually what money is for me.
Well, isn't this dispute? I mean, this original dispute is about money. So that's what I don't understand.
That's about money because you are saying that you're gonna put it down.
I'm gonna move it. It's not gonna be in the main exhibit. It's just gonna be moved.
Yes, but it is my best work.
Yeah, I agree that
I don't want it to be. I don't want it to be put it in, some backdoor places and be less important.
So how about how about like the second or third best spot? Does it have to be the best one?
Yes.
So, if I may just jump in here for a second. So you feel that, Jen, if I understand correctly, it sounds like you believe that the quality of the artwork is what's important rather than the political, any sort of message. And, excuse me, also, the money isn't the, is money the main issue that you're here for? Or the sense I'm getting, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like you really value sort of your idea of art as its a means of existence by itself. What I mean is that art is not an end to a means. It's not a means of getting money. Art has its own value.
Yes, you're right. And let me explain this more in detail.
Can I smoke?
You may, sir.
Thank you.
He's been my friend for years, and now he's choosing the others, the political ones, over me, and it is hurting me. That's why I came here. That's why I want to get his money, because I thought we were friends. I thought he cares about what I'm doing here, but then I realized that if he political, people are affecting him more than my art. And he said I came here for money. It's also true, because I've been working in an art school, and then they closed my department because there wasn't enough funding. And it's another reason that I am mocking him in my paintings, because he was the one who didn't give me my funding in the art school. And what happened after they closed my department? I'm broke. I have to do my art, and I have to do it in my way if I want to be well known. And now I have to sell my best piece, which is the most expensive one in the exhibition, and just because some people don't like it, I have to put it. No, I'm not gonna accept it.
So
it's not some people. No. I agree with you, and this isn't about political agendas. This is about the future of the art gallery and the future of our relationship, because we have a good one. I mean, we've been working together for 3 years now, and we've made a good amount of money. And the only thing I need is just to not be in the most prominent space. All right, and this is because of the controversy it's caused, because we are very, very close to getting a city contract, which is guaranteed work and money for you, and I'd be more than willing to sign an exclusive agreement with you. And we can talk about, if you want to paint more controversial things, we can talk about that. That can be part of our agreement. But if we don't get this contract, then all the potential money that you can make from it is way more than just the cost of a single painting.
May I ask, the contract, you said you're getting it from
city contract.
City contract.
Yep.
Now, if I understand, Mr. Shrub, the politician, is he involved? Is he involved with the city? I mean, you said he's a politician.
He's involved with the city.
Is he, like, what is it? Do you see a mayor or I'm not from this area, so I don't know the.
He is a city councilman.
I see.
So he does have some involvement with the decision, I'm sure.
I see. So if I can just sort of summarize things here and see if I'm understanding correctly, Jaden, this politician, Mr. Shrub, that he's the one that you painted, he's the one that you voted to, or he's the one that impacted your art school funding. So he cut the art school fundings.
Yes.
And so that's why, that was one of the reasons, one of the inspirations for creating this painting. And, if I understand, this fact, that he did that, now it seems like he's doing it again with this problem created. So you have a reluctance to, take it down because, it's.
I don't want to let him censor my art again. I don't want to let him, sabotage my art again.
Right. And Chris, if you say that your art gallery is very close to getting this city contract, by of which Mr. Shrub is a prominent member. He's very involved. He's very involved in it, and so your concern is that the inclusion of this painting, would jeopardize that.
It's putting pressure on it.
Okay. And so I just summarize a few things from what my impression is that. You value. It seems to me that you value friendship. Your friendship with Chris, and I do sense that you're feeling a bit hurt or indignant, about this issue or this problem. And Chris, I get a sense that it was not. If I understand, correct me if I'm wrong. It wasn't like a person. It doesn't seem like a personal, attack on.
Well,
Jaden, you said it wasn't political.
It's not political, but she knew that I would be upset if she put that up there.
Okay, and so.
And she did it when I was taking care of my mother when she knew I was gone.
And so, how did you respond to that?
I was furious, not just because the controversial piece was up there, but because you would betray our trust as friends.
I see.
Actually, I have a question for Chris.
Sure.
I'm curious that what you're gonna do if I just leave your exhibition, if I just stop working with you, and the one after me do the same thing. If the one after me put some controversial thing there again, are you gonna lose all of your artists? Are you gonna lose all of your artists just because some political ideas?
Well,
because this is kind of sounds like business.
It is business, and that's why we got into this.
Yes, but the problem is we're talking about art here.
Yeah.
As I told before, we're not talking about some buildings or tables or I don't know. It's something different. And if you want to have artists in your exhibition, you should be able to put your political ideas aside and just respect the art. Otherwise, you're gonna lose all the artists, and you're gonna lose your reputation when you let the politicians come between you and art. That's what I think.
So
But we can have a new contract that, like, if you want to make art like this, more of it, we can make a new contract and have an exhibit just for that. The dispute is that this was not part of the original agreement. Okay, then you are you gonna accept that you're gonna lose your reputation in the new contract? Because that's what you're saying. You're saying we can make a new contract and I can put those kinds of arts there. Once we have the city contract, yeah, it doesn't matter. We can make the exhibit its title be this type of art. Once we have the contract, we can do whatever we want. It doesn't matter.
So it means that you don't care about art at all.
No, of course I care about art.
You've been fooling me for years. It sounds like that, doesn't it?
No, I don't.
How have I been fooling you?
I mean, I was thinking that you were giving me the impression that you care about art. Now you're saying that, you know, we can make a new contract after the city contract, and I can exhibit whatever I want. So it means that you are just trying to please the people who are gonna help you with your job. You're not trying to please the people who love art, who are dedicated to art.
Well, the ones who we're pleasing now are the ones that are buying it. So I hope that's what we're doing. They're the ones that are buying your art.
What
The
makes
ones
you
you're
think
angering,
that
the ones
other
you're-
people are not gonna buy it?
What other people? Show me these people, and then we'll talk about that. Right now, these are the ones that are buying your work.
Look at your exhibition. It has never been that crowded. I don't think so. It's getting some attention from other people.
And this just comes back to it. I'm not saying I admire your work. I'm not saying that The Shrub is a bad picture. It's a great exhibit. But the theme and our contract for this one has nothing to do with that.
So it sounds like you know, you don't have a problem with her art per se. You know, you don't have a problem with art. It's just that that this particular time it was not what you contracted for.
No, and I don't think that The Shrub is a bad piece of art at all. I think it's a great piece of art, and by itself, it will be very successful. But for the setting we're in right now, based on our agreement, which is what I've been marketing and advertising to, this is off of what we're supposed to. This is off of the program, if that makes sense. So we are marketing to these people because they are our clients. They're the good clients. They're the ones that are coming in and spending a lot of their money. And you know, I'm not saying that, you know, we can, like I said, we can have a different exhibit with a different theme, and it'll do. I have no doubt in my mind that it will do great and that it will sell and it will make tons of money. But as for the theme and the contract that we agreed on now, it's not going to work because it's causing conflict with the type of people that we've been trying to get reach to. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. We're like, the good thing about is if we just move it, it just as long as it's not in the main position and we move it, and then we get this contract with the city, then we can have different types of exhibits. And it can be we can have political stuff. It can have whatever you would like. You know, you're the artist.
Who's gonna give me the money that I've been expecting to gain from my best artwork? How am I gonna do that? Do you have any idea about that? Did you?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I mean, my painting
has gotten attention, but no one has bought it. And that was even before I took it down.
When did you take down the painting? Like, how long was it displayed? Was it recent? Was it displayed for a while, or?
Well, it was up for display while I was away.
Excuse me.
Until I came back, which was, I think it was about a month.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't pull it down till after I thought about this. Like, this wasn't just like, oh, we're pulling the plug. I thought about this for a long time,
Okay.
and I didn't even want to pull it down. I wanted to move it. But when I told you that, you threatened to pull everything, so I had no choice. You know, and you know, at first I thought, you know, you told me that I was breaching, but in our contract, it states that the style has to be similar, and this is not similar.
So I get the sense that you're feeling a bit trapped between, you know, a rock and a hard place.
Yes, because I value your friendship, and you're a great artist, and you have your work is popular, and that's not the problem here.
If the circumstances were, I think you said that, you know, you didn't have a problem with their art, but the circumstances were different. Do you think you would have a different opinion on displaying her art? It seems,
What do you mean?
It seems to me that it's your main problem with or the main issue here is the timing of of the atmosphere of the political atmosphere right now. You're trying to get the city contract, and she displays this this controversial piece about one of the city councilors
Without my permission.
right
In the most prominent spot in the gallery.
right and so as you feel also I guess it seems like there's a sense of sort of you mentioned you were furious and just a sense of indignation over putting that up when you were away and with the knowledge that it was controversial. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Right. So let's take a moment and just try to do some thinking, because it sounds like you guys do still value you value your friendship, and you are here to to try and work out your issues, and it also sounds like you both have an intent to keep on engaged in this ongoing relationship. It doesn't sound like either one of you want to just pack up and leave unless you have to. Chris, I want to ask you this question, and that is, imagine for a second that you are in Jaden's position.
Okay.
Your art gallery was just shut down by this politician.
School, right?
Yeah. Your art school was just shut down by this politician, and so you made a controversial but quality painting. I think if that's if you would agree about this politician.
It's very high quality.
And now it's you're told that you can't you have to take that one down too by the same guy. The same guy is putting pressure on you. I mean, how do you think, if you were in her position, what do you think you would do, or how would you feel?
Well, I didn't know that, and I mean that does bring an extra card to the table. Another circumstance. I don't know. I mean, I would be upset because that this man is clearly
Affecting my art.
affecting your art. but I mean, it really just comes down to rules are rules, right? Like we signed this agreement. I don't know. I think that moving places wouldn't be worth pulling everything just to move.
Alright.
I never said I would take it down. I just wanted to move it.
All right.
And I think that's, I think that's a little more amenable. Is that the right word?
Sure. Yeah.
That's a good meeting place, because, like I said, it's a great painting, and in the right setting, you're right. It'll sell very well, but it's because of the contradiction in theme. I just don't think that it should be where it is.
Jane, let me ask you to take your turn. If you were in Chris's position, you have a very a talented artist producing good work, you contract for a certain amount of work, and you have an opportunity for a good contract to really do well for your business. And while you're away, the artist he puts up a controversial piece which jeopardizes the entire the gallery, the contract, upcoming one, and all that. I mean, what would you have done? I mean, like how do you think would have been a better way to proceed if you were in his position?
If I were in his position, I would take risks. I mean, I'm an artist. I'm not a businessman.
But if you were a businessman,
still, I mean, you're doing some work which is related to art, and I would just take the risk. I would just show the people that my art gallery is not in the hands of the politicians. My art gallery is related to art, seriously. I'll just take the risk and see what happens.
now, if Chris, I believe Chris did mention that he was willing to put your painting back, but just after, or maybe not put it back, but to,
No, it's going to be on display. It's just going to be moved. It just can't be in the the prominent position.
And is it?
I think it's gonna reduce the chance of selling it for $50,000. I mean, if he accept to compensate for it, I would appreciate it. But if not, I don't accept that he's gonna put it in somewhere else.
All right. So let me just. So you believe that you would either want to put it back in the best place, or or have him pay basically buy the painting from you.
Yes.
Essentially. And now he did I believe there was mention of renegotiating the contract. Is that something you guys want to talk about, or changing the contract that you had, or modifying it or something? As if I recall, you said 20 paintings comparable in style. And you delivered 19 paintings, and maybe 18 if it's if you don't if you don't believe that that's. I mean, would you believe that would be a productive thing to discuss? The renegotiation of the contract. As I mean, I'm based on your countersuit, I'm assuming that you're not willing to pay $50,000 just outright to buy the painting, right?
Well, it's caused such an issue. Mm-hmm. There's no reason it wouldn't benefit me it wouldn't benefit me, the gallery, from buying it.
I don't think that it's possible for him to change the contract.
Yeah, I don't think the contract needs to be changed.
All right.
Because the contract's being breached, so there's no reason to change it.
All right. We're gonna do something different now. I'm gonna speak to each one of you in private.
Okay.
That's called a caucus. And so I'm gonna start with Jaden. Start with you, and Chris. If you would mind going to the other room, and we'll come and get you when you're done. I'll speak with you also. We'll give you each a chance to talk.
Okay.
So, Jaden, I'll say, again, thank you for coming to the table and discussing this. It's clear that you feel very passionately about your art, and that, considering the circumstances, this guy, the politician who, interfered with your art before, I get a sense that you're feeling, justified in your presentation of this art. And so let me ask you, you can just tell me just in private, what is your ideal, what would be your ideal outcome for this negotiation? I mean, I believe you want to put the painting back.
Yes.
Is that correct?
I didn't put it back or get the money that it would cost.
Mm-hmm. And was there anything else that you felt that was necessary, or that you would like to see happen?
No.
Okay. And obviously, Chris, I'm not sure that I don't think he would agree to that outright. So, you said that the painting has, it's down now, and you want to put it back in its place. And you said that putting it in a second place, or a second most desirable place, or third most desirable place, was not acceptable.
No.
Is that correct? Now, I did hear him mention something about creating not just your current one, but creating a new contract for your own, political themes. It seems that he doesn't have a problem with your artwork per se.
Yes.
It's just the timing of it. The timing of it is bad.
The problem is he's saying that he's gonna put it back in a less important place.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kinda not honest, I guess. I mean, if it is really that controversial, if it is really offending his clients, then how can he still keep it in the gallery?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, and he does say that that's his, offers of compromise. So like you said, and if I understand him, it's not so much they said the painting was high quality. It's just there's political pressure from outside because he's got this big contract.
Yes, but on my side, on the contract, it's not saying that it shouldn't be related to politicians or something.
Right.
There's no specific statement like that. It's just saying that the same quality. And he accepted that my painting is good quality. He actually admires it. So I'm kind of feeling like disrespected and fooled, because that's my art. I did everything that I could, and actually I came with 20 paintings. It wasn't 19, just counting as 19 because one of them is controversial.
Oh, I see. Alright, I was under the impression that it was.
No, it's not.
Sure. Okay.
It's not. So on my side, if you look at the contract, there's nothing which is saying that I am the wrong one.
Remember, like I asked you before. I mean, if you put yourself in his position, I mean, do you understand sort of where he's coming from?
Yes, and it's not a honorable way to come from.
What do you mean?
I mean, he's coming from the idea that he needs to please the politicians, and I don't accept it. I'm making my art here. I'm trying to show the world how my art is, how I'm a good artist. And now I need to put my, the best work in somewhere else, just because the guy who cut my fundings in the school, I wouldn't accept.
So you're concerned that your painting, if it's put in a different position, it won't get the same recognition.
No.
So is it really the recognition that's important to you? Do you believe that are you worried more about the recognition of it, or is it really a money issue?
Both.
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 Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. And now, were there any possible alternatives that might satisfy you? Because I mean, we are here to to sort of work out a solution that might work for both of you. So, can you think of any alternatives which might,
Let me tell you, other than the price of the painting or put it back in the same spot again, if I accept something else other than these, I'm not gonna respect myself. I'm not gonna respect my art anymore. And I can't expect people to respect my art. They're just gonna think that I'm making my art to please people. Art is not for pleasing.
Okay. All right. Now I'm gonna speak with Kristen a little bit. Is there anything that we just discussed that you'd like me to not tell him, or can I discuss generally what I've said to you here? Okay. And is there anything else you'd like to say to me before I bring him back in for
No.
to discuss with him?
Yes.
Okay. All right. If you could go and grab bring him back in, tell him to come back in. Thank you. So now we're in between caucuses, and it is a very interesting situation. I want to hear the artist. And, so here's coming back.
Battery's low. Your battery's low.
Do you have an extension cord? So, thank you for assisting me with my technical difficulties.
Sure thing.
Excuse me. That's what you get for doing construction in our mediation building.
I know. Terrible.
Alright, so I spoke with, the wind is fighting me today, Thank you. So I spoke with Jaden, and it sounds like she's very adamant about her, her work, being put back on display.
On the main spot.
Yeah, I feel it sounds like she's feeling very. It's almost a personal matter for her, because of the guy who she did a picture of. He's the one that's cut her funding, for the art school, and it's also the same one that's putting pressure, on you now on your gallery, and it seemed, for her is both a money issue as well as a respect issue. Like like she said, she wouldn't be able to respect herself, if she backed down from this. And so, I asked her, if there were some alternative solutions which might, which might work for her. And she said, it's both money and the reputation that she is concerned with. So let me ask you. I asked you to step in her shoes, for a minute. Do you understand where she's coming from?
Yeah, I do. But one painting is not worth taking down a whole exhibit.
Right. And she actually didn't discuss. It didn't seem like she was really willing to go through the. She wanted to. She said she wanted to take it down. Take down her whole exhibit. I didn't get that impression from her. And by the way, anything you'll be saying here, I'll ask you before I share it in the mediation. Anything you say here is confidential.
All right. Well, the original reason why we're even having any of this is because she said that she would pull everything if I wouldn't keep it in the prominent spot. That's why we're here.
Okay. And so, in that case, let me ask you, what is your ideal resolution? Like, if you could, just wave a magic wand and solve solve all the problems at once. What would that? Actually, let me do this. What would that consist of? Yeah, what would that look like for you?
All right. Well, it would look like that shrub is not in the prominent position. It can be in the second or third or fourth, or anywhere, just not the prominent one. And then
now, is it her whole exhibit that's not going to be in the prominent spot, or is it just that piece?
Just that piece.
Okay.
Anything else can be in the prominent spot, just not that piece. And in return for that, because clearly this is a personal thing with her, and she stated that earlier, which I didn't know. I will give her an exclusive contract, because I have other exhibitors right now, but she has great artwork, and we've been friends for a long time, and I don't want that ruined because of this. And I would be willing to give her exclusive rights.
Okay.
And if she wanted to make more of those type of paintings, then that can be written in the contract.
Okay.
But my issue is that this is a breach of our contract, and I don't understand why I'm feeling the repercussions of a breach in contract.
Right. From what I understand that she told me, she said that she actually did deliver 20 paintings, but it was 19. The 19th, 19. It's 19 paintings plus the shrub.
Okay.
Which and you believe that the shrub painting is the violation of the painting. And so,
because she's never painted something like that before.
I see.
The contract.
And so obviously it sounds like you were very surprised that she would do that. She would paint something like that.
Not only that she would paint it, but that she would put it in that spot, knowing that it would make me upset while I was gone.
Right.
Which is a trust issue that
Yes.
I have with her.
Yes.
Regardless of what Mr. Shrub has done, she's displaying at my exhibit and I'm making her money.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's unfortunate,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that Mr. Shrub has done that. But if we get this contract, she can paint whatever she wants. It doesn't matter what Mr. Shrub thinks. You know? The big issue is that this exhibit was themed for a certain type of painting.
I see.
And this is a clear violation.
And
of that.
was that specific type mentioned in the contract, or was
Yes, styles similar to her past 3 years of work.
I see. Okay. So in that case, there's really two things to work out then, if I understand. The resolution of the current dispute, the current contract, and then you say, if she's, you're open to writing another contract, for her.
Which is not only for her expression,
Yeah.
but for exclusive rights by herself, which is more money for her.
Right. Okay. And this is just if I'm to make the new contract that would take place like when? Like, when were you thinking that you'd be able to do that?
Well, once this one's finished,
Mm-hmm.
once this exhibit is done,
Mhm.
whether we have the city contract or not, we can negotiate anymore.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna go bring her back in. Is there any?
It's okay.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you would like me to keep secret, keep confidential about that we just discussed in here, or can I, explain some things to her? Okay.
We're friends.
Alright, so welcome back. Thank you guys for, practicing. It's been a little bit of a windy time, so I'm sorry that your papers are all messed up. So, let me just give a little bit of a summary of where we are at this point. So, Jaden, you produce this artwork, and you contract with Chris to produce art that was, in similar style to the styles that you've done before, and the issue of Shrub, if I understand, you've never painted something like Shrub before, and so, in his view, that painting did not meet the standards of the contract that he set. That you guys agreed upon, that you have 20 paintings of the similar style. Would you agree with that characterization?
I mean, as I told before, it's not written in there that I can use politicians. I can mock.
Right, but you haven't done that before.
It's not specified. It's not when it says same style.
Right.
It's not specified in the contract.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I just use the same kind of colors or same kind of painting. Maybe it's not specified in the contract.
But did you know that it would cause a problem? Did you think that it would?
No.
So you don't believe that when you put it up, you did not believe that it would cause Chris a problem.
I wouldn't do that. He's my friend. I mean, I wouldn't try to hurt him or his business.
So I see. Okay, well that's good. That's good to hear. I'm glad. It's the friendship issue. Is like I said, it's obvious that both of you value your friendship, and I'm glad that you explained your intentions a little bit to me. Now, I spoke with Chris about what the possible, how to move forward from here. You can jump at any time if I'm not saying it accurately. He really doesn't have a problem with the art so much as the timing. I guess the timing of that was put in when he was away, and that sort of thing. I get a sense that just to you it felt like it seems that you believe that it was a breach of trust, or a breach of friends, because it did cause
and
trouble.
it was while I was taking care of my sick mom.
Right. But you say that wasn't your intention. Right. Okay. So at this point we've invested a lot of time into this, and you sort of established that it's not neither one of the parties were out to really hurt each other. So let me ask, how do you see yourselves moving forward from this? What do you think would be the best way to move forward? I mean, do you think that you guys could come to some kind of agreement about? Do you want to discuss what we? Or do you want to say anything about what we talked about the contract, the exclusive contract?
Yeah, if you would be willing to just not have it in the prominent position, I would be willing to sign an exclusive agreement with you. That you're the only artist there.
So, if I understand correctly, so what you're saying is that if Jaden agrees to take the painting, keep the painting out,
not out,
or put it, move it into move and just that painting,
that painting
to a different position.
Nothing's getting taken down. It just needs to move.
You would be willing to offer her, an exclusive contract in order to present
for a few years, which is more than what we're doing right now.
And what kind of things would be in it? What kind of? Do you have any idea about what it would look like?
Yeah, every year is a different. We do a 3-year contract, and it would be just you. There would be no other artists like there is right now, which is competing against you. And every year you can do a different style and theme, and it can be different every year, and it can be whatever you want. It can be as controversial as you want.
All right. Does that sound like something that would appeal to you?
I mean, if it wasn't Chris, I wouldn't accept it. But he's my friend. Before being my boss or something.
Sure.
And if I know that it's not going to be a problem again, if I know that, I mean, I want the contract to be really specified.
Sure.
In every aspect.
I agree.
Because it was a little bit controversial, the contract itself.
It's a little vague. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I want it to be exactly what he expects from me, and then I don't want to have problems again.
Okay. All right. Now, what do you guys want to do about the current legal dispute? I mean, it says that you're suing for back the $50,000, and you're countersuing for $20,000. For it's basically over breach of contract. How would you guys move forward about that? Because it sounds like you have a plan, for the future, but how would you like to deal with this issue right now? I mean, I
think going to court is unnecessary.
I think so.
Okay. Well, that's good. I mean, that's why you're here. Because no one wants to go in front of court, because that's especially not friends, who are you interested in keeping the relationship. If it's put, I guess what I'm asking is do you still want to move forward with suing with a lawsuit, or would you? Sorry, we have some construction people outside who are making some noise. I apologize for that. You know, we live in a noisy area, so anyway. So you said would you how would you like to handle the current suit? Would you like to how would you like to deal with it? Do you still want to sue for
I think we can
damages?
just drop the case.
Okay.
Just the only thing that I can ask besides the exclusive contract
Yeah.
would be is at least apologizing in the media because it's still my art. I mean, he's my friend and he cares about my paintings, okay? But I don't want to be seen like a villain in the eyes of.
Why would you be seen? Why are you seen as a villain?
Because they're gonna think that, you know, you just put my painting somewhere else, and it's not very respectful. And you're not gonna lose anything. I'm not talking about money here. I'm not talking about a gallery here. It's just the name of my art.
So you just want an apology? Are you talking about an apology from Chris, like personally, or an apology from the art gallery for the and how would you what would you like this apology to say? Like is it?
It's just that there was a vague contract and we didn't actually know what we're expecting from each other. That's why there was a controversial painting.
Okay.
And
I mean, is the apology something you want to work out now, or would you like to? I can write up something where you could. I mean, assuming that that's okay with you.
I think we could have something in the gallery apologizing. So when people come in and they notice that it's moved to be on the program, I think that's
I
reasonable.
think it's a good idea.
Okay. All right. Good. And I said we can also, rather than doing the contract, writing up your specific contract right now, we can put in, I can write in that you can determine it. You can write it at a certain time, or based on a certain amount of provisions, and basically you can write an obligation to, enter into a contract of some sort in the near future.
Yeah.
I mean, would that be acceptable to you guys?
We can keep the apology can be within the museum, and I would like to sign you exclusively as long as you're agreeable to that. And then, each theme we'll work it out, and whatever you would like to do, we can do that.
All right. So let's
You have the whole gallery to yourself, which is great, because it's just going to promote you. You don't have any competition.
Yes.
And if we get this contract with the city, it's even better. It's even more money. So.
All right. Well, it sounds like we're close to agreement. I mean, would you guys like to start on, writing? Would you like me to start drafting up an agreement? Or is there any other points that you'd like to talk about? Okay. So, up here, let's start at the first point. Jaden, you and Chris both agreed to drop. I mean, you said you don't want to continue your
lawsuit. No.
All right. So how would you like that? How would you like me to write that down? Just say it's dropped. Drop.
Yeah,
Okay.
charges.
So Jaden and Chris both agreed to drop their respective lawsuits. All right. Let's see. Number 2. Chris will, put in a.
So it'll be moved as the second position. Okay. All right. So it's moved to the second position.
Move. Shrub.
Yeah.
That's shrub.
Scrub.
Shrub. To second
Prominent
position. In gallery. All right. 3. The apology. Yeah. How do you want to? Okay. So how would you like me to phrase that?
So apology. We could have can be part of the weekly newsletter that we give
Okay.
within the art gallery.
All right. So Chris will include a written apology in the weekly newsletter.
The gallery's
Oh,
newsletter.
the gallery newsletter. And is that okay with you?
Yes.
Or do you, number 4, the exclusive contract.
Exclusive, yep. 3-year exclusive agreement.
All right. Do you want to discuss the agreement right now, or do you want to do it at a later date and just put in that you're going to do it?
Yes, later.
We're agreeing that
Okay.
it's happening. The terms of it can be decided later.
Okay. Agree that exclusive contract will be created. When would you like to discuss this contract, this exclusive contract? I mean, within the next month or something.
Yeah, like when the newsletter goes out.
Okay,
within
sure.
Whatever the time period is.
Then let's say within the next 30 days.
Sure.
30 days. For Jaden's art in the Pecos Art Gallery. Great. All right. Are there any other things you'd like to include in here? This is resolved on everything. Okay. In that case, I'm supposed to sign onto here. So start here. Either one's fine. Sign. All right, and so what I will do is I'll take this to the courthouse, and then take it from the judge and read it from the judge, and this will enter into the record, and it'll become a legally binding document. Mm-hmm. And if either one of you should feel that the other one has not lived up to your obligations, then you can come back into court citing that this is this was breached. This acts as officially as a contract. All right. So thank you very much for coming here. And
thank you for working it out.
Great. All right. So all right. So we're done now. But no.
Sorry to interrupt.
That's all right. You can interrupt for now because we're gonna review it.
Getting out of here.
Sure.
Good
seeing you. It's all right.
Nice meeting you.
See
Take care, guys. Miz, I'll talk to you, buddy.
Peace.
All right. So
my name's Chris.
So let's debrief a little bit. And it's just your first experience mediation. I know you guys may didn't have as much time to look over the materials as you would have wanted, but how did you feel about the experience?
I mean, it was better than being in the court, I guess.
It's better because we can talk as friends instead of.
Yeah, you don't have to be in character now. You can be.
Oh.
You can be out of character.
This is way better
because
it cuts costs for not only courts,
and
lawyers, and all that good stuff, but you can talk. I feel like you can talk more as people in a setting like this, as opposed to more like robotic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
when you're in a court,
because
it's just straight. You really just have to follow regimented, procedures and stuff.
Right.
I feel like this is a way better way to negotiate, and there's less tension. People are being afraid to say how you feel and stuff.
And we can smoke.
And we can smoke.
Yeah, I mean, one of the good things about mediation is that it's really good for preserving. Like, if you have a dispute between family members, for example, or people who want to keep having a good relationship. I mean, going to court with your friend, against your friend, could be really poison a friendship.
Emotionally.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. And mediation is good in that respect, because you can, keep it, keep the relationship intact. Now, how'd you guys feel about my performance? Did you feel like I favored one side or the other?
None at all.
Do you feel like I, directed the conversation, or I mean, do you feel like I tried to push you in any one direction? I mean,
Just helped us to understand each other, I guess.
You didn't push us in a direction. You helped us. You like mediated. Like the only thing that you pushed was us to keep progressing, which I think is a good thing, because there was times that we were stuck on topics, and you kept it going, which is important. So we don't waste each other's time or your time.
And
Right.
while we were talking to each other, other than this place, people like getting angry and stuff. Here, we're under control.
Yes. It's good to do, to keep things a little more civil. And part of that's the styles depend. Like some people like let people really go at it, and you guys were polite and didn't really yell and scream at each other. But
We're still friends.
yeah, exactly. And there's been times when you're worried the other party is going to reach across the table and
Punch your chips in my head.
yeah. I'm not kidding. Like seriously.
Sure, yeah.
Do you feel like how do you think I did as far as like Summers? Do you feel like I understood help the events were clear? Did you guys feel heard? Did you feel like you get to tell your side of the story?
Yeah.
Because one of my jobs is to sort of reflect back your emotional states. Do you think I did a good job identifying what the problem was and why you're not interested in motivations, but your feelings about the situation. Was there any one area where time when you felt that was like where you were felt the most inclined to start to agree with you? I mean, because you guys were pretty split for a while there. Was there something that happened that made you move
I
towards?
think private talking helped us.
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
Because for my side, I was able to talk more intimately and tell my problems
Right.
and emotional things.
Right.
So I guess it helped. I felt better after private talking.
I agree, because there's also things that I didn't know about your side of the case, which really brings light to everything as a whole. And like I said, this compared to a courtroom, it's like more open to that sort of discussion as opposed to it's a little restricted in court.
Absolutely. And the other thing is that the judge will make a ruling one case or the other. And there's in mediation you can do what you did here, which is you can write up your own. You say you say he's going to write you a contract, and then you put an apology. Like, you couldn't do that in front of the judge would be like, all right, you win, you get $20,000. You win, you get $50,000 or something like that. Were there any other comments, or is there anything that you think I could have done better? I know that sometimes I didn't. I get a little bit nervous. I didn't speak quite as clearly as I could have probably. But was there anything in particular that?
As long as this is the first experience, everything was great.
I mean, I think any new experience is hard. You gotta work your way into feeling comfortable. Sure. Especially with people you've never met before.
Oh yeah.
You don't know what to expect.
No, you really don't.
Even with friends.
You really don't.
Yes.
And I was really happy that you guys really understood the concept of talking to each other, rather than talking to me, because I'm not here to make a judgment about you guys, I'm not here to. All I'm here to do is to move the conversation, to help.
Well, I think that helped with our comfort level.
Yeah.
Knowing that you weren't on the side.
Yeah.
And that, like you said, some of the things we couldn't say, you really helped get out of us. And that definitely improved, the mediating situation.
Yeah. I guess the last question is, were you to find yourself in a court of law, do you think you would consider going to depending on the dispute, do you think you'd consider mediation as an alternative to going in front of the judge?
As far as this case, or just
no, in general. Like in your
100%.
In your personal experience.
100%. Because if you can't work it in this setting, it's not going to get worked out.
Yeah.
It's literally it's going to have to be a judge. Just makes a decision. There's nothing you can really do.
Yeah, it's true. Another thing, I don't know if this is important, but getting a ruling even from a judge, having a judge rule on your case, sometimes that can negatively affect your, like things like your credit score. So many people are ruling against you in court, and
publicity.
Yeah, but doing mediation, you don't. It's not a judge's ruling. It's just read into the record, so you don't have that same, problem of having the judge, make the decision.
And the other thing too is that the confidentiality is a big thing.
Yeah.
It's
Sure.
good that no one else needs to know about this. This is us, and we were able to work it out.
Actually, you guys have control over, like, in the imaginary confidentiality thing, like, it's because there's been a bunch of problems about, because the courts and people, when they try to sue, they love trying to get in the mediators to release information about it. Yes.
Yeah.
And so they're constantly having to up the protection of the media so they can't get subpoenaed.
Accountable.
Yeah, exactly. And so and it's good for the so what we start doing is the parties they agree to the confidential, keep everything involved confidential.
Yeah.
Not just for the court's sake, but a lot of times they do it for themselves. Say we won't post this on Facebook or But seriously, I mean, it happens sometimes. So. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for everything, and I'm really glad you guys can help me with my project. And so now where's the camera, and make sure we recorded it, and